Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking about airline stocks and where I see them heading, which ones I like and don't like, kind of which ones to buy or sell. Keep in mind this video is not financial advice, just my personal opinion. I also made a very similar video like this on oil stocks, so make sure to check that out if you haven't. We're going to be going over this list of the main airline stocks, and I'm going to be reviewing the charts, also individually which ones I like and don't like. Now, first on the list, we've got Boeing. Boeing is a stock that I talked about more in depth in a specific video, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. It did cut dividends, but I think that on a value level, it is a pretty good purchase. I think that it has a fair chance of recovery, although it has a lot of drama behind it. With obviously that risk comes that higher reward. So I think that, I'd probably feel comfortable putting in some money into it, but it has that risk factor. Personally, I am holding off for now on buying these airline stocks. A lot of them have cut dividends, so that's something to keep in mind, something that you should look at on an individual basis for each of these companies, because a lot, if not most, have cut their dividends. For the most part, I think the better ones will bring back their dividends as soon as things get back up and running, but something that I did want to point out nonetheless. Hawaiian Holdings, let's go ahead and take a look at the chart here. This is one that had a great performance in recent years, tremendous increase, but has now pulled back significantly. So if we look at the chart, it was very stable for the longest time, a little bit below $10, and then had a huge run up all the way to almost $60, and then started falling for the last few years. Now it's almost an 82% drop. I don't see this company going anywhere itself, but you have to keep in mind that now we're probably just going to see a lot of consolidation like we had back here. So if I'm not sure if they cut their dividend or not, that's something that you should look into. If they didn't, then at least you'd be getting this dividend during the flattening period. If they did, there's some better options, I think. So let's go ahead and take a look. Overall, not one of the worst ones at all, just maybe decent or a little bit less than decent, to be honest. But there are some worse ones, such as the one that we're going to see next, Save. This is Spirit Airlines, and I think this one has a very ugly chart. Would not be a buyer of this one. I don't like this long-standing downtrend that they have. I think they're just going to continue to, stay flat or trickle down. No dividend on this one either. I'd stay away from it. Let's go ahead and take a look at Alaska Airlines. Now, this is one that is pretty interesting, and we're going to take a look at the stock right now. So overall, was flat with a slight increase over time for, in the past, and also got a very nice run up like Hawaiian Airlines. Now, similarly, started falling as well, also at a significant drop. It could stabilize around $25 or $20. That is a real possibility. We could fall down to $15 at the very most. I think that we can get away here with a drop only down to $20 at the most. Very worst case, $15, but we have a fair chance here at being able to stay above $20 and just consolidating somewhere between $20 and $25. So pretty straightforward here for Alaska Airlines. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Southwest Airlines. This is also one of the better ones overall as a company, and had a nice increase. Also got that little hit here. It has a stronger support level at around $20. So if we're going to fall below $30, that's our next level to look into, right? We don't have much support between $20 and $30. It's pretty much going to be a drop. So I think that if we fall below $30, we're going to head to $20 and then consolidate somewhere between $20 and $25. Which I think would be a pretty good entry on a stock like this. Long term, I think that would be a pretty good value purchase. So I did want to point that out as being one of the better ones here on this list. And we even have an opportunity to stay above $30 if things go really well and things open back up. But you have to be careful because there is that opportunity here for a drop pretty easily down to $20. So definitely something to keep in mind with that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at United Airlines next. I also want to point out that on this list, if we take a look, Boeing had a huge day today, which is something that I predicted in my Boeing stock analysis video. Alaska Airlines being one of the stronger performers, United Airlines, and then JetBlue. So those were the kind of stronger outperformers of today as we saw a bounce in the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at United Airlines next. I'll go ahead and give you my thoughts on that. Now, United Airlines, if we go ahead and look at the longer term chart, had a several years, over 10 years of just slow and steady increase with a few ups and downs, and now finally got that hit that pushed it over the edge, so to say. And, I think this is going to be another one where we're just going to see it consolidate between $20 and $25. Doesn't seem like they have a dividend, so that is a bit of a downside for me. I do prefer one, even if it's cut, one that would probably bring back their dividend if things open back up. Even if the price itself of the stock doesn't increase, I think it's nice to have that dividend to build up some more equity while, the stock might be flat. So that's just a pretty logical way to look at it for me, and the fact that I've personally been, more into dividend investing now. So Delta Airlines, I think this is actually one of the better ones, so keep your ears open here. Had a very nice yield. Once again, not 100% sure if they cut the dividend or not. I believe they may have. Buffett sold it, and I think that I actually like this one. I think that very similarly to other ones, we have a previous support level at $20, so probably going to reach that and just consolidate between $20 and $23 to $25. I think this one is going to stay relatively flat around that area, but this would be one that I think it would bring back its dividends if they cut it earlier than a lot of other ones. So for that reason, I think that Delta Airlines is one that I like the most on this list. Not maybe my absolute favorite, but definitely one of the better ones overall. Next up, we've got American Airlines. So this one is pretty interesting. I think that what we might see is a pretty, we're already seeing it kind of live, right? It had these very worrisome drops in the past. This one almost went bankrupt as well in the past. And previously, while it was very risky, it came with a huge amount of reward to get in at these low levels. And I think this time could be no different. So we saw over 1,000% increases on this one. Obviously, this one was a bit extreme. It was a 10,000% increase. I think we could see something more similar to back here where we could get a 500% plus increase once the recovery happens. And, it's a bit of a risk. It's a bit of a gamble, but I think that the opportunity is there just on a value perspective to be able to get in at a cheap price. You don't even have to put that much in it. Once again, not financial advice. Please do not take this as financial advice. Trade and invest at your own risk. But I would feel comfortable enough, maybe if it dropped a little bit lower here, to put in, $1,000, $2,000, and potentially be exposed to a run-up of a 500% plus increase. That would be worth the risk, in my opinion. And that's why, it's a little bit of a wild card. It's just a little bit of a higher risk, higher reward play, but one that I would be willing to take compared to something like Spirit Airlines or Hawaiian Airlines, where they're going to stay maybe low and flat for a long time to come. I'd rather something where the value is really good and the opportunity to get that bigger percentage return is there. Let's go ahead and take a look at JetBlue next. This is one that did pretty well today, and we're going to take a look at the chart here. Now, this one doesn't have a dividend, so something to keep in mind. With that being said, I think the value on this one is also pretty decent. It could very well reach $5 and just stay kind of flat in the area like it did back here. And then eventually we'd probably see it get another increase again above $20. So that's just based on a pure value perspective. If you're loading up at around $5 and it gets ends up getting back in a few years above $20, I think that's a pretty nice play. Even though it doesn't have a dividend, I think this is one that is likely to recover in the future and also likely to not fall that much lower, right? Like I said, about $5 would be the most that I would see something like this going on this specific drop. Keep in mind that airlines haven't stopped flights fully, right? There's still airplanes flying. Now, of course, they may not have a lot of people in them, and their revenues are definitely down right now significantly. Some airports have even stopped operating. So yes, all of those concerns are true and real, but you have to keep in mind that the business did not come to a complete halt, and also oil prices are low and will probably remain low for the next few years, even when things open back up. Now that there's a huge surplus, there may be a little increase, but they're going to have some better profit margins there. So that is something that is a little bit of an advantage. Right now, a lot of these airlines are obviously not able to take fully advantage of that, but keep in mind that it will become an advantage once they start opening back up, because there's that surplus of oil that's going to keep the oil prices suppressed for years to come probably. And that's why I think that some of these are definitely pretty wise investments depending on how you look at it. Once again, not financial advice, just my personal opinion. Make sure to follow me on Twitter. I've been very active on there, talking about gold, silver, cryptos, stocks, giving live updates. So make sure to follow me. Link in the description. I also have a special discount going on for my technical analysis master course. You can get it 25% off. Go ahead and check out this tweet. You'll get the discount code for it. And also, yeah, that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Stay safe and have a great day.